Итак, наконец-то на 7-й раз стрим таки начался. Если вы видите этот стрим, то вы либо успели присоединиться и видите вживую, либо я его не успел удалить, либо он правда удался и он сохранился. Чё хочу. Сегодня будет Ascombat. Это охренительная игра, которая мне капец как понравилась. Я ее надеюсь пройти на этих стримах. Ну и где-то, возможно, что-то там посоздавать, потворить, кайфануть. В общем, если будет интересно, можете что-нибудь писать. А пока погнали. Что ж, полетели.
Does the color of the sky mean anything special to you? It does to me. A hell of a lot. When I close my eyes, the sky in my dreams is a deep, dark blue. Pilots have been in my family for 4 generations. Flying's in my DNA. Even so, my grandpa didn't want me joining the Air Force. He lost faith in the Ocean Air Defense the day my dad died in battle.
You know, Abby, I wish you could see what it's like up there. Cruising above the clouds, the dark blue of the stratosphere. Nothing beats being at the controls and seeing it from the cockpit. Look here.
Gramps tossed a magazine over to me with an article. Unmanned fighters are no longer a dream, it read. Pilots taking to the skies will soon be a distant memory.
I don't see anything good coming from that.
Know what? Lying smack dab in the middle of the desert west of here, there's a bunch of planes from the last war. Some of them have been mothballed, but most of them are just rusted piles of junk waiting to be scrapped. Gramps was really good friends with the super there, so he got to take whatever he wanted, no questions asked. That's how we got the parts to build our own plane. Now, when I say we, I mean me, my grandpa, and his old war buddies. I cut my teeth working with those geezers. They taught me their skills and some dirty jokes. But with their aging eyeballs and whatnot, I ended up having to do most of the work myself. I was at the airstrip doing some flight training when I saw it. A prototype drone. It wasn't much of a plane, more of a trash can with wings.
Laugh at it all you want, kid. But technology's always changing. If you don't keep up with it, it'll leave your ass behind.
It took 6 years and 8 months to get that engine running. And it took us another 1.5 years after that to finally get the balance of the airframe just right. I'd gone from being a little girl to, well, still a girl, just older. But now, I was all alone. Wherever the souls of my Gramps and his pals are flying, I hope it's peaceful. Then, finally, I was ready to break the sound barrier. All this plane could do was take off, accelerate, and fly up. Straight up, through the clouds, higher into the sky. Dark blue. I could almost touch it. Then I saw Osia's fighters. They were tailing something. A drone. They were going full out chasing that thing. doing 30 Gs at least. Damn, I've never seen anything move that fast. It had a rose painted on it. The Erusian emblem. But that country's a whole continent away from here.
Crap. Should have been my best with this piece of junk. Should have built a return too.
Господи, какая же атмосферность в этих наушниках. Шедевр.
Is everyone here? Settle down. I said settle down. You have all been instrumental in helping to maintain peace in Yusia as members of the International Union Peacekeeping Force. Until today. Earlier, our radar site informed us that a group of unidentified aircraft was approaching. Communication systems went down immediately afterwards. We are led to conclude that they have attacked the site. Here's your mission. It's possible that the Yusian ceasefire agreement has been broken for the first time in over a decade. As of today, the Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron of the IUPF has been put on high alert. All members who have been ordered to sortie, fly there immediately. Find the unidentified craft, then use your weapons to round them up and force them to land. If the hostiles counterattack, then you will...
What the hell was that? There's smoke! We're under attack. Numerous unidentified aircraft confirmed overhead. How is that possible?
The tank farm to the north has been bombed.
Many injured.
Scramble! All units, take off and eliminate the unidentified craft attacking the base. This is not a drill.
Что ж, теперь есть возможность все-таки понять, о чем же сюжет. Так, что у меня тут есть? Интересно. Ну, полетели. Попробуем. Так, это все бонусные самолеты. Из ДЛС, из дополнений. По умолчанию есть 2 самолета, даже 3. Без оружия. F4E и F16C. Пожалуй, что я возьму. Я знаю, здесь есть один охренительный, один офигенный самолет, на котором можно погонять. О, вот это чудо. Охрененная мощь. Да и красивый, конечно. Так, особо взяли. Полетели.
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete. Stand by at the front.
Radar site's still silent. Scramble. Get those birds in the sky. We're sitting ducks. What's happening? Bombers incoming. Don't know how many.
Let's clear that runway. We don't got all day here.
Mage Squadron, head to runway. Column Squadron, take off. Link to Skykeeper. Hurry, Mage Squadron.
Так.
Trigger, your call sign is Mage 2. Verify and read back. Mage 2, clear for takeoff. Your situation is tight. It's a hell of a welcoming party, but we have faith in you. Good luck.
Control, do me a favor and get that bird in the air ASAP.
Do that. Column Squadron and your wingmen are airborne. Take off and form up
Ёб
with
твою
Mage 1.
мать, какого красотища.
Happening. Status report. Anyone?
Mage 2, altitude restriction is lifted. Good luck.
The carrier. Whoa. Looks like the harbor's taken a lot of damage.
Can't have any more casualties. Time to stop the bullshit. Mage 2, form up with Mage 1.
Да, вот подлагивает, конечно, пиздец. Надо выглянуть, что там происходит.
All aircraft, let's do this. Golem Squadron, it's go time.
Roger that.
Golem 4, understood.
This is the AWAC Skykeeper. Take down.
Так, не. Это вообще не в кайф играть. Сейчас посмотрим, что у нас тут есть. Как это можно оптимизировать. Это можно закрыть. Это можно закрыть. Это можно вот так сделать. Посмотрим, что.
All unidentified bombers. They don't have many escorts. They hit our radars hard in the last attack. Expect the worst and stay sharp.
Welcome. Trigger, I'm your wingman. Fly with me now. That's what it means to be in an element. You gotta keep an eye out for enemy bombers.
Интересно, конечно, стоп-кадр, кстати. Да ёб твою за ногу, ну почему именно сейчас так происходит? Нормально же было.
Enemy bomber confirmed down.
Че, серьезно?
Good job,
Да?
Mage 2.
Ладно.
Not bad, Mage 2.
Морской бой защиты.
Trigger, switch your radar. See if you can locate the enemy.
Ладно. Настроился.
They're way overhead. Let's go introduce ourselves.
Harbor fuel storage is intact.
Так, что-нибудь еще есть. Что-то еще прикольненькое. те самые беспилотники.
Great work. Keep killing them, Mage 2. Enemy support eliminated. This should make the job easier. Destroy the target.
Я, кажется, понял. Вроде как. Либо нет. Возможно, не провести. Сейчас взрыв.
Mage 2, targets in range. Pair of bombers.
Trigger, stay calm. You got this. I know the kid's shown some promise, but let's remember, he's still barely gotten his feet wet. Trigger, don't forget your special weapon.
Mage 2, missile launch.
You knock him out with your special weapon. Use it when you need to.
We've done enough damage to the harbor, the carrier, and enemy fleet. Drop payload on installations and return to base.
Enemy bomber down. Nice going, Mage 2.
Если кто не в курсе, что заявляет, что вообще происходит, я тут уже подрыкал немного. И вот этого самолета, эта пушка, которая является пулеметом, вот это оружие у кого-то, других сметов, летних, которые есть, ну, не бонусные, у них оно как дополнительное, точнее, стоит ракета, и оно конечное. Оно мощное, но при этом у них оно как для выбора, а здесь оно как пулемет и бесконечное. Чтоб понятно было, насколько охуенен этот самолет.
This is HQ. Attention all combat groups. Are there any drones? Verify. Drones? Are you kidding me right now? Jesus, dude, this is the kind of shit that really chaps my ass. UAVs? I can't tell them apart.
Твою ж самую. Куда я лечу? Бомбардир тут.
Hesitating for a split second could be the difference between life and death. Stay sharp, think fast.
Roger that.
Don't let them destroy the harbor! Where the hell are our fighters? The harbor's under heavy fire!
Stall warning.
Mage 2, walking. Bomber hit by a missile. Magnificent. Enemy bomber hit, but still airborne. Finish it off. One remaining.
Mage 2, keep your focus. You got this.
To Gollum and Mage, job well done. All bombers are down. Our radar shows no sign of
Кстати,
bandits.
так интересно, на модельке отображается пиксельная тень от солнца.
Good going, Mage 2. Flight commander looks like he's got what it takes.
Интересно, здесь сделан свет.
Let's slow down
It's just one sortie. Don't try to be a hero. I want you to make it back in one piece, you hear?
Yeah, I gotta side with the boss man on this.
Column Squadron, this is HQ. Did you confirm any drones?
What's the deal with all the drones?
Column 1, return to base and report for debriefing.
Что? Это что, покемон?
Citizens of Erusia.
Интересно, это я не видел.
Your call sign is page 2.
We are currently assessing the damage to the base. We have confirmed that the aircraft carrier Albatross was sunk. We know the attacking bogies were from Erusia. International Union peacekeeping force bases all over the Yusian continent were attacked in the same way. The damage is severe. Many wars are lost by failing to recover from the opening blows. That means successfully retaliating was very important. You may have turned the tides of battle here. You have our thanks.
На повторе здесь почему-то в тех же самых местах происходят остановки. То есть, типа, это записалось? Или что? Или как это работает? Да, это вроде. Странно. Погнали дальше.
As of 1 p.m. today, the Kingdom of Erusia has declared war on the Osean Federation. As soon as the news broke out, enemy aircraft began bombing Osean territory, causing widespread destruction. The Air Defense Force has released a statement saying this violent attack was carried out by drones. They speculate the drones were secretly transported to Osea in shipping containers and launched remotely. The Secretary of the Navy has stated that the enemy was targeting naval ports across the country. According to the Secretary, all of the nation's aircraft carriers, including one still under construction, sustained severe damage in the attacks. We have yet to hear back from the department as to the fate of Osean carriers currently at sea. Hold on, I've just received breaking news. The International Space Elevator, which is being built in southern Yusia, has been seized by the Erusian army. Reports say former President Harling was touring the site at the time, but his current whereabouts are unknown. Our sources in government tell us it was Harling's policies regarding the space elevator that caused economic frictions in the area, and which ultimately led to this war. Located near Erusia, on the continent of Yusia, the space elevator has been under construction for some time now. The Executive Office of the Osean Federation has declared a national state of emergency. They have ordered all its armed forces, including Yusian peacekeepers, to mobilize and make the necessary preparations to launch an immediate counterattack. Ladies and gentlemen, our country is officially at war. Stay tuned for further updates.
Breaking news from ENN. Osea launched an attack on the capital today, striking Farbanti from their aircraft carrier, the Kestrel II. After a brutal battle, the Erusian Air Force successfully repelled them. During the air raid, the Osean Air Force fired missiles at the city and managed to shoot down a number of Erusian fighters. Some of the disabled planes then crashed into residential areas.
The world was screwed. 20 years ago, the Earth got slammed by an asteroid. Yusia was on the wrong side of the planet and got hit. Hard. Refugees swarmed the Erusian Republic, the biggest country on the continent, plunging it into chaos. They were desperate and started a war, one they had no hope of winning. That's the war my dad fought and died in. The biggest nations from 2 continents went head to head, and the so-called righteous Oseans struck the deal that ended it. They fancied themselves the only nation that could bring peace and stability to the world. They even tried saving the Usians, still suffering from the disaster. That's how a space elevator, stretching way up into the sky, ended up being built in Usia, paid for by the Oseans. President Harling said he did it out of compassion for his fellow humans. But to the folks in Erusia, it looked like Osea was moving in to take over. Erusia went from being a republic back to being a kingdom. When they started this new war, they managed to get the drop on everyone. The second the declaration hit the news, Erusian forces took control of the space elevator without spilling a single drop of blood. President Harling was touring the elevator when it happened and disappeared. Then, while that was going on, the Erusian ships that were docked all around Osea released a swarm of drone fighters they had hidden on board in containers. No one thought they were capable of doing what they did that day. With pinpoint accuracy, they managed to take out everything that was military, and not a single civilian was hurt in the process. Osea pissed lots of people off with their huge military presence around the world. Erusia didn't have the same reach, but they could hit their targets faster and cleaner. And when all this was going down, I just so happened to be in my flying drag racer. In case you were wondering, yeah, I survived. I crashed in a bombed-out Osean Air Force base, then got arrested for breaking wartime aviation laws or some crap. The world went from being at peace to being at war, all in the blink of an eye.
Princess Rosa Cassette Delete of the Kingdom of Erusia. Today, Osean airstrikes have shattered the lives of countless Erusians. Their attacks practically leveled the school I went to. It is heartbreaking.
I was tried, found guilty, and stuffed into a cargo ship. For company, I had some court-martialed soldiers. And remember those mothballed planes I told you about before? They were loaded on the ship too. We headed off down south for several days, and then swung east. That's how I got here. I was thousands of kilometers from Erusia, on the opposite side of the Usian continent. For a port, it was dull as hell. It had 3 rusty patrol boats, and the base? The fences were topped with razor wire, the tower had a searchlight and machine guns, and a truck with a gun turret was parked in front of the gate. Its gun was aimed at the yard. This was a prison. This place looked like a full-on base, but half the tanker trucks were just big balloons, and the runways weren't even paved, just painted on the dirt. The whole place was just one big fat lie. The only reason I was here is because they knew I'd restored a supersonic plane. They wanted me to make something out of the mothballed planes they brought, that they could park on the fake runway. Can you believe that shit? So, I tried to escape. They found out, and set the dogs on me.
Когда-нибудь я пойму этот сюжет. Но капец как интересно. Что у нас есть?
Erusia has made a declaration to the Osean Federation and all countries on the Usian continent stationing the IUN peacekeeping force that we are now at war. Right after the declaration was made, surprise attacks began around the continent that have inflicted major damage to our armed forces. Forces aligned with Erusia are currently appearing throughout Usia. The combination of these forces has overwhelmed the majority of the continent, and they are now encroaching on us in the east. Additionally, the multinational space elevator has been seized by the Erusian military. After the previous war, the space elevator became both a symbol of peace and a valuable asset in the fight against growing energy concerns. Whoever has control of it will have enormous influence over the entire continent. We cannot turn a blind eye to this critical situation. The Fort Gray's Air Base Squadron has been entered into the order of battle to reclaim the elevator as an advance element. First, you will attack all hostiles coming in the east of Schofield Plateau to stop any interference with the Allied ground troops. The enemy has deployed several vehicles equipped with anti-air radar along the roads. You are to destroy them. They should not pose much of a threat. However, there is a high likelihood that the attack will draw more enemy air support. If that happens, fight them off swiftly and establish air superiority.
Значит, у нас получается есть Орузия, которая вела войну всему миру. Есть Осея, которая находится где-то слева. Есть Усея, на которой мы сейчас сражаемся. Вроде дошло. Погнали. Что возьмем в этот раз? Что это такое, кстати? Так. Ага. Что еще есть? Прикольно. Интересно. Что еще возьмем? Что это? Ага. Ясно. Ясно. Господи, как же жду дальнейшие миссии. Охренительная штука. Это что имеешь? Пожалуй, все-таки возьму. Все-таки возьму вот эту штуку. Так, обратим внимание. Блеск.
Mage Squadron, sortie ASAP.
Так. Это что-то другое. Посмотрим, что будет.
The current target is on rails, but there's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry.
Компактненький.
Destroy the target.
Прикольно.
But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
Что-то другое.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep.
Так. Выжить бы в таких тормозах. Получше.
It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun.
Эх, жаль. Ведь без записи все это так хорошо играется. А может можно по-другому? А то прям пиздец некомфортно. Так. Если мы делаем... Чё у меня еще хочет? Текс. Чё, даже так серьезно? Ладно. Да ладно. Кстати, отражение в зеркальной поверхности — это еще что? Окей. Так, пробуем так.
As of 1 p.m. today, the kingdom...
Уже видел.
The
Пожалуй, все-таки возьму эту штуку. Понравилось.
Mage Squadron, sortie, ASAP.
Ну давай, я в тебя верю. Ты сможешь.
Current target is on rails. There's still military vehicles and anti-air weaponry. Destroy the target. But HQ has made it clear that no harm should come to civilians and no damage is to be done to public facilities.
But, any aircraft shot down could land in civilian territory.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days.
Do you have visual on the anti-air radar vehicles? They should be close.
Yep. Target has been destroyed.
Intercept! Fire the AA! Get the radar vehicle out of there!
It's popping off now, Trigger. The war has officially begun. While you're in the clouds.
Launching UAV.
The anti-air radar vehicle's been destroyed! We're going for the radar car!
Caution, pull up. Caution, pull up. Caution, pull up.
Target destroyed. 5 to go.
Get the fighters out there! Protect the radar vehicle!
They've got their anti-air guns aimed right at us.
Stay ready. Being attacked by enemy aircraft!
Удобно, ёлка, стрелять-то с такого
Requesting permission to move the vehicle! We can't wait any longer! We need interceptors now! They're using the containers now! Those weapons are meant for tactical flexibility!
Caution, pull up. Caution, pull up. Caution, pull up.
Target
Все-таки
destroyed. Free to
красиво
go. Continue to engage at
сделано.
your discretion. Enemy interceptors inbound.
А,
Engage in 30 seconds.
бэйник тебе
Here they
сейчас.
come. Take
Хорошо.
them down.
Это не так важно.
Okay, recruits. Pay attention to who's on what
Ой,
side.
повезло,
The
что
newest
наконец-то.
IFF is connected to our entire
Суть
force
такой
via
нет
satellite.
планирован.
It's reliable, so trust your radars.
Его прям пощадили.
2 targets remaining.
Что-то
Just about to go online. We pushed the plan through with too fast. Takes us too far from Allied territory. Flashed. Radar lock acquired. Caution, hostile at the radar lock. Trigger, there's one more to go. There's an enemy on your tail. I'm taking fire, but I can still fight. The clouds don't just affect your field of vision. They also mess with your HUD and radar. The Seekers can sometimes lose their lockout to their targets, too. Clear ground. Code 3, strip the bailout now.
Zone 1, enemy will crash in a residential area.
Just worry about staying alive for now.
That was the last radar vehicle. Great work. Radar vehicle's destroyed, but the interceptor shows no sign of retreating. Take it out. Continue with the mission. Crush as many as you can.
The enemy aircraft away from the main.
Enemy transports are taxiing. HQ, bandit under 6.
Caution, hostile on the radar lock. Keep your mind focused.
5 targets remaining.
No, they're not linked to the radar vehicle. Launch manually. Redo the setup. Here's some feedback from those before merchants. Write your manuals in a language we can understand. Enemy transport destroyed. There's more.
Красиво.
So you want us to take down the enemy without damaging any government facilities? That's gonna be a circus. Launch operations complete. Bolts are free. Whenever you're ready. Dead clear, 15 meters. UAVs ready to launch. Destroyed. Away.
Классная, конечно, задержка, но все же. Неужели с записью все настолько плохо?
What happened? Status report.
Multiple bogeys on radar. They're close.
Wait, they're being launched.
You're cleared to engage. They're probably hostile.
Judging by the way they look and move, they gotta be drones. Well spotted, clown. No doubt about it, we're dealing with UAVs. But that doesn't change a thing. Just think of them as somewhat clever decoys. Take them all down. These drones have great agility. All aircraft. You know what high G turns are, right? Use them. HQ, this is Column 1. Bandits confirmed as UAVs. Repeat, bandits are drones. Column 1, that doesn't matter. Destroy all enemy fighters and get out. It doesn't matter? He's saying the war can change in an instant. Get over it. Yeah, I just wish they'd give us a bit more warning. Enemy UAV confirmed destroyed. Hell yeah. Column Squadron, you're not gonna let Mage get all the glory, are ya?
Mage 2 is taking down an enemy. How many's that now?
Just 2 more. Column Squadron, surround them.
1 to go. Let's get through this without any casualties.
Бэйнинга. Динамично. Дэй не ругает. Кайс, классно. Что еще возможно?
Fox 2. Fox 2. Careful of ice formation in the clouds.
Nice kill, Trigger. Enemy aircraft confirmed down.
Nice work, everyone. Mission complete. RTB.
No casualties. We couldn't have done any better. Returning to base.
I don't know. Maybe the bandits we took down caused civilian casualties.
No point arguing. That's how war is these days. You shoot, someone gets killed. The guys in charge take care of the rest.
You've given us air superiority by destroying their radar. The first barrier keeping us from retaking the space elevator is gone. Now is the time to group up and begin the counteroffensive. Let us reclaim what is ours.
Когда в наушниках слушаешь это чудо, музыка просто охеренная. Погнали дальше. Сколько времени-то уже? Ухима. Если кто-то есть на стриме, ну мало ли. Что вы здесь делаете?
The surprise attacks carried out after the declaration of war saw the peacekeeping forces of various countries, including Osea, suffer major damage. The ships moored around the space elevator and near Gandar Bay have been hit particularly hard. Numerous ships have been sunk and abandoned. Fortunately, our cutting-edge aircraft carrier, Kestrel 2, was at sea, so it was spared from the attack. Kestrel 2 is now preparing to launch another attack against Erusia's capital, Farbanti. The aircraft carrier Vulture also managed to escape Gandar Bay safely. However, it lost all its aircraft, so it's sailing empty. Today, the International Union Peacekeeping Force reclaims its bid to the space elevator. The Fort Gray's Island Air Base Squadron will rendezvous with the carrier Vulture for a joint mission. The first objective will be to seize air superiority in Schoppenberg in order to secure a route for the support squadrons. The enemy maintains air superiority over Schoppenberg, so expect heavy resistance from enemy aircraft. There's more, so listen carefully. Right from the start of the war, the enemy has been deploying drones. They're using a new advanced type of drone. The unmanned airborne aircraft carrier, the Arsenal Bird, carries this new drone, MQ-101. The Osean Army headed up the development of the massive Arsenal Birds and dispatched them to the space elevator to provide support. However, it's been reported that the carriers may have fallen into the hands of the Erusian forces.
Такая была в другой
If that's
части.
true, it could be a significant obstacle for us. We need to regain control of the space elevator ASAP. Good luck out there.
Вот это миссия. Что же будет дальше? Давно я в нее не играл. Капец, как интересно все это пройти. По-новому.
Mage Squadron, aircraft preparations complete.
О, заправка. Прикольная штуковина.
100. Trigger, maintain your current approach. 50 meters. Excellent work, Trigger.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Gollum and the other bases squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace. We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease up. Good luck.
Mage 1, Wilco. Mage 1 to Gollum 1, thank your lucky stars. Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure. Trigger time to show the other guys that we get wet and wild and do dirty, dirty things. Once you hit one of them, stick to him like glue. Don't let him out of your sights, even in the clouds. And so, your first 100 cc...
Ой, так вот что это было!
Excellent work.
О, господи, я уже жду той миссии.
Enemy reinforcements. I don't like these odds.
Gollum 3, bandit on your 6.
Missile evaded. Nice up in there.
Enemy on your tail. Watch it.
А, чё, не убил, что ли? А, не убил. Странно.
Bailing out. Closing. Break.
Careful, the enemy has a lock.
Line strike. Evading. I'm hit. I lost control. Careful. There's a real demon in there.
If you can't evade a missile, use chaff and flares. Your fingers should still move, even if you're in a 9G turn.
Where'd he go?
Friendly paused.
4 remaining.
Getting your ass kicked. Reinforcements. Bandit in my sight. On guard. They got me.
3 remaining. Lost 2.
Did you? We need reinforcements now.
Nice kill.
1 remaining. Our radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
I haven't even broken a sweat.
They have to be crazy to pick a fight with us. A rabid dog would know better.
Missile incoming. Evade. Break. Break.
What the hell?
Caution, missile!
Caution. A large
Птичка
aircraft.
запустила, что
All aircraft, stay alert.
откуда улетите вот это? О, да, красавица какая. Охуеть. Вот это, блядь, сейчас
We just
бой
learned that
будет.
Eruzia is utilizing the arsenal bird. Those bastards. They had that thing combat ready this whole time.
Enemy has a radar lock. Break, now!
Just waiting for mission.
We'll live through this, Trigger.
Еще и прочная, пиздец, я смотрю.
All aircraft, no change in game plan.
Чё будет?
Destroy the arsenal bird.
Ага.
Gold Squadron, take out Big Baby Huey. Damn things have gotten smarter. How many do you think are left? Missile crossing on Golem 2.
Damn. Skeleton 1 lost. Skeleton 2, take over command.
Gargoyle Squadron, this is Gargoyle 1. Skeleton Squadron, still. The hell are we supposed to do?
Status?
Modify the situation.
Focus your fire, Golem Squadron. Golem 2, missile, evade!
Evading!
This is Golem 3, Golem 2's hit! Status report. Shit, Golem 2, do you copy?
This is Golem 2. Instruments still appear to be functioning okay.
Skeleton 3, break! Break! Missile! We lost another friendly!
Skeleton 3's lost.
Coming! What's the plan?
Where's their report?
Continue to maintain air superiority.
HQ, what's happening?
Skykeeper, I repeat, maintain air superiority. How'd that happen?
What the hell? Caution. All aircraft, stay alert.
Get out of there!
Breaking!
Валим.
Controls are out. I'm breaking up!
Skeleton 2 lost.
We got incoming!
Skeleton Squadron is down. We've had too many losses. All squadrons, command has ordered a complete withdrawal. Leave the operation area immediately.
Early observation. Dangerous earlier, or us would have survived a hearing.
Save your chatter for the debriefing. Golem and Mage Squadron, give our allies some time to escape.
We'll go, but Golem 2's hit. Gotta send her back. Let's get dirty, Trigger.
Ну, смысл?
Shoot down those UAVs. Don't let them touch any friendlies.
Golem 2, head back to base.
Gargoyle 1, escort Golem 2.
Continuing the mission. Still got my wings. Trigger doesn't need to fill in for me. I'm back and I...
You won't make any difference up here. Get back to base and cool your head.
Copy that. Returning home.
Подожди, хочу добить эту штуку.
Razor lock acquired. Don't think focus.
Mage 2, Fox 2.
That a boy, Mage 2. Just keep firing.
Retreating aircraft. Leave the AO. Allies will hold off pursuit. Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, hang in there and come back safe.
That's it, Trigger. Their machines don't show them any mercy.
Mage Squadron, you're going toe-to-toe with the UAVs. Good work.
Not getting away. Locked on.
More UAVs spotted. Gargoyle Squadron, they might cut off your retreat.
My status is fine. Affirmative. This is Gargoyle 1. Leading Operation Airspace with Golem 2.
Retreating aircrafts, prepare for combat. It's a bogey. Gargoyle 1, Golem 2, engage now. Attack.
One advantage. 50-30.
Gargoyle 1. Caution! Missile! Skykeeper. Gargoyle 1 lost.
What the hell? Golem 2, status report. Just talk to me.
I'm against an Su-30. Wingtips. I can't shake it off. It's matching me move for move.
Golem 2, stop dogfighting and run. Going for the loner.
Targeting gun range. UAV destroyed.
I'm still stuck. Quick mod. Gollum and Main Squadron, help us!
Get those UAVs off of France.
Red Gollum and Main Squadron taking a sail pull through.
Get your asses out. Locked.
Not on my watch.
Mage 2, UAV down. Keep it up, buddy.
Fort Gray's aircraft. We'll let you take it easy next time.
Dead meat. I don't get it. Why isn't it opening fire? I'm scared.
This is not good. Brody, break off.
In gun range.
Does Main Squadron still have their hot shot? Then we just might make it out. Don't look back. Have faith. Gollum and Main, we owe you a debt. We'll pay it.
Missed.
Target is down.
Hey, Squadron, get those things off my ass.
Tied up now. Trigger, can you help him? Hell of a good job, Mage 2. We want as many guys out here as possible.
I'm grateful you're around.
Golem 2, what's your status? Status report.
He's a predator. We can eat.
Golem 2, get a hold of yourself. Golem 2, get away from the enemy.
H2, support! Somebody! Support!
Bandit is down.
Чё, в смысле?
Golem 2, lost.
Не было ж никого.
Skykeeper, where's the one that got brownie?
Afraid he's long gone by now. Sorry. All UAVs have been splashed.
I said what I had to say. About what? Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA.
Caution. Pull up.
That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with.
Gollum Squadron, Main Squadron, withdraw.
Чё, уже живая, что ли?
Page 2, we have you on radar. You are cleared for approach.
Что-то я прикола не понял. Я уж хотел сворачиваться, но мне стало интересно. Не, я хочу ее ухерачить.
Unfortunately, the two-front offensive was a failure. The aircraft carrier Kestrel II was sunk during the attack on Farbanti. Carrier-borne aircraft mistakenly bombed urban areas, and this has turned public opinion in neutral countries against us. Our own forces also suffered heavy losses. If it weren't for a few extraordinary fighters, many of us wouldn't have made it home. The situation is grim. We have precious little time, however. We have to get to the space elevator.
Это медаль. Спасибо, я возьму ее еще раз.
Refueling initiated. Maintain your current...
Так, пожалуй.
Mage Squadron, this is the situation. Gollum and the other bases squadrons already joined forces and are engaged. You guys will arrive right in the middle of the action. Mage Squadron, eliminate all bandits in the current airspace. We have the upper hand, but that doesn't mean we can ease up. Good luck.
Mage 1, Wilco. Mage 1 to Gollum 1, thank your lucky stars. Looking good, Mage Squadron. Keep up that pressure. Trigger time to show the other guys that we get wet wild and do dirty, dirty things. Once you hit one of them, stick to him like glue. Don't let him out of your sights, even in the clouds. And so, you're
radar shows no sign of bandits. You're in the clear.
I haven't even broken a sweat. Missile incoming! Evade! Break! Break!
What the hell?
Caution! Missile!
Caution! A large aircraft is approaching. All aircraft, stay alert.
С небес тянутся.
We just learned that Eruzia is utilizing the arsenal bird. Those bastards. They had that thing combat ready this whole time.
Enemy has a radar lock.
We're just waiting for mission command.
Break! Now!
We'll live through this, Trigger. These guys are definitely a step above the last drones. These guys will go down easy.
All aircraft, no change in game plan. Destroy the arsenal bird.
Squadron, take out big baby Huey.
Просто херачим тут ненормально.
What's your status? Are you attacked? I hit my mark.
Главное, чтоб минус, короче,
Damn. Skeleton 1 lost. Skeleton 2, take over command.
Status?
Gotta find the situation.
Golem 2, missile, evade! This is Golem 3, Golem 2's hit! Status report. Shit, Golem 2, do you copy?
This is Golem 2. Instruments still appear to be functioning okay.
Skeleton 3's lost.
Where's that report? Continue to maintain air superiority.
HQ, what's happening?
Skykeeper, I repeat, maintain air superiority.
How's that happen?
What the hell?
Caution. All aircraft, stay alert.
Get out of there! Breaking!
Ух, почти успел.
Skeleton 2 lost.
Ну, довольно.
Skeleton squadron is down. We've had too many losses.
Ну, в
All
целом,
squadrons,
время
command is ordered
делать.
to complete withdrawal. Leave the operation area immediately. Save your chatter for the debriefing. Golem and Mage squadron, give our allies some time to escape.
We'll
Вот,
go,
сука,
but Golem
последняя
2's hit.
солидно.
Gotta send her back. Let's get dirty, Trigger.
Shoot down those UAVs. Don't let them touch any friendlies.
Golem 2, head back to base.
Gargoyle 1, escort Golem 2.
Continuing the mission. Still got my wings. Trigger doesn't need it to listen to me. I'm back and I...
You won't make any difference up here.
Ладно.
Get back to base and cool your head.
Ладно. Отхерачим.
Copy that. Returning home.
Damn it, I can't break away!
Fox 2.
That a boy, Mage 2. Just keep fire. Fox 2.
Mage squadron, you're going toe-to-toe with the UAVs. Good work.
That's it, Trigger. They're machines. Don't show 'em any mercy.
Retreating aircraft, leave the AO. Allies will hold off pursuit. Golem squadron, Mage squadron, hang in there and come back safe.
Yowza. Mage 2, enemy has lock on you. Don't think, focus. I'm in his blind spot. He's fine.
Mage 2, locked.
Lockdown hostile.
Gargoyle Squadron, they might cut off your retreat.
My status is fine. Affirmative. This is Gargoyle 1. Leaving Operation Airspace with Column 2.
Retreating aircrafts, prepare for combat.
Я тут такое
It's a
еще
bogey.
заметил,
Gargoyle 1, Column 2, engage
что она
now.
периодически
Attack.
появляется в зоне.
One bandit. This you
Вон она.
Gargoyle 1, caution, missile! Skykeeper, Gargoyle 1 lost.
What the hell? Column 2, status report. Just talk to me.
Ну
I'm
ладно,
against an SU-30. Orange wingtips.
похуй.
I can't shake it off. It's matching me move for move.
Column 2, stop dogfighting and run. Going for the loner.
I'm still sucked up. Bring him on. Column and main squadron. Help us.
Get those UAVs off of France. Target lock. Firing.
Missile evade.
Connect.
Mage 2, UAV down. Keep it up, buddy.
Fort Gray's aircraft. We'll let you take it easy next time.
Got one in my sights.
I'm dead meat. I don't get it. Why isn't it opening fire? I'm scared. I'm scared.
Not good. Brody, break off. Fox 2.
Locked.
This is getting a little tight.
Bandit destroyed.
Leave Gollum and main squadron handle it. They'll pull through.
Get your asses out.
Main squadron, get those things off my ass.
I'm tied up now. Trigger, can you help him? That's it, baby. Come to Poppy. Hell of a good job, Mage 2. We want as many guys out here as possible.
I'm grateful you're around.
Column 2, what's your status? Status report.
He's a predator. The weak get eaten.
Column 2, get a hold of yourself. Column 2, get away from the enemy.
Phase 2, support! Somebody! Support!
Column 2, lost.
Shit. Skykeeper, where's the one that got Brony?
I'm afraid he's long gone by now. Sorry.
Типа это всегда будет, чтобы не делал. Ее кто-то сорвет,
All UAVs have been
а потом
splashed.
вроде как должны были увидеть кто-то еще. Ну ладно, посмотрим.
I said what I had to say. About what? Not a girl who'd retreat. Just not in her DNA. That was the right decision at the time. No, I should have never let a fledgling like her out of my reach to begin with.
Golem Squadron, Mage Squadron, withdraw.
Так, ну ладно.
Mage 2, we have you on radar.
Что хотел, сделал. А, там же можно было еще посадку сделать. Ну ладно, пофиг. Потом.
Unfortunately, the two-front offensive will... The aircraft carrier-borne aircraft must... Our own forces also suffered heavy losses. If it weren't for a few extraordinary fighters, many of us wouldn't have made it home. The situation is grim. We have precious little...
А какова птичка? Эх, почти добил, ну ладно. Что дальше будет?
Here he comes.
Ну да, пожалуй. На сегодня. Все. Вот как раз вторая часть по ту сторону.
Mihai's looking worse. Thank God he has his granddaughters here to help him out. They're sisters, 15 and 10. Engaging the enemy in combat so we could use his physiological data to improve the drones had always taken a toll on Mihai's body. But today, he was really showing his age. The drones we based on his data were being taken down at a faster rate now compared to when the war began. When Mihai found that out, he insisted on flying to the front lines to see it for himself. Sometimes he could be so stubborn. His age wasn't the only thing affecting his health. Over the years, flying at high altitudes for prolonged stretches of time had ravaged and poisoned his body. But he was a man of grit. Today, after 28 years, he saw combat again. If his flight suit still wasn't good enough to protect him, I can't imagine how many G's he hit today during the battle. As a pilot, he exceeds all our expectations. It's going to take a bit more tweaking before our drones can match his skill.
How penal is this penal unit, you ask? This place is a shithole. If you took the stink of all the corruption in the world, then corralled it all in one place, that would give you a pretty good idea of what the air smells like around here. We got all kinds of critters, too. Everything from flea-ridden guards, rabid dogs, and a mechanic doing a stretch for life. I can't forget the rats. Yeah, we got those. And some pilots who got their wings clipped, too. One's a great pilot, but a lousy thief. One's a gambler with no luck. And one's an anarchist with no balls. Their job here was to rev the engines on the fake runways. The idea was for Aruja's spy satellite to pick up the heat sig. Even though there weren't any real fighters here, it looked like it on their infrared. I bet you're wondering, if Aruja lost the war, how come they still have a spy satellite? Because someone over there was smart enough to train a bunch of computer nerds to hack into half of Osia's satellites. That's how come. Every now and again, I'd try to bust out. And every single time, those damn dogs would drag me right back. When I was in my cell, I'd hear this voice coming from the guards room. It was the Arusian princess rallying her people on the Arusian national broadcast. All us prisoners had become big fans of hers. You want to hear something funny? The guards were big fans too. I swear to God, every time she was on the air, they'd turn up the volume on the radio and sit there listening. I could see how someone like her could win the hearts and minds of soldiers and workers alike. When the princess said something, you could tell she meant every word. Lately, she'd been having more fun with her speeches, and that made her seem even more charming. You could say her charm was like a virus,